Welcome guys back to my YouTube channel. Today we are talking about US Second World War heavy tanks. The probably laziest part of the US armored core in Second World War. Let's get to it. Uh, the M6 heavy tank. America first crack at a heavy tank in 1942. The US said they need something big with a good gun and so on. So they kinda slapped together bits and pieces of a big tank with a 76mm gun and coaxial 37mm gun. Put in an 800 horsepower engine, but it never left the US, was built in small numbers, and problem was the war for the US was kinda far away, so they didn't have really the logic to use a heavy tank in the first place. But let's face it, it had 102 millimeters of armor and 76 millimeter main gun coax 37. It could, I mean, you can see usabilities of it generally, but you know, putting this against Tigers and Panthers is not going to end well. Tiger still had better armor, could practically kill this thing anywhere it shot it. So the M6 would still struggle, would be better than a Sherman, would do better than the Sherman in a direct tank combat, but not that much better. And also it couldn't get in the places where Sherman could go, so the US rather opted to put 5 Shermans on the same sorry, not 5, my math is not mathing right now, like 2 Shermans on the same rail cart on the same boat than one of these, or extra parts for Shermans or whatever, because they needed that mass on armor to be there. They needed tanks that are going to be there when they needed them, and the M6 would struggle to do that. Let's go to the next one. Let's meet the T-29 heavy tank, armed with a 105mm gun and a ton of armor. This thing was a beast. Generally, the T-29 would be definitely bullying most German tanks if it ever hit the front lines. I mean, it's 70 tons, 229 millimeters, that's 29, 79 millimeters of armor. Like, it had more armor than the King Tiger, had a more powerful gun than the King Tiger, and would definitely stand apart with German tanks easy. But again, big, heavy, and it kinda missed the main event in Europe. Was kinda, they didn't have kinda the purpose in Pacific. I mean, against Japanese tanks, going with this would be an overkill. A Sherman kinda felt like a Tiger 1 in Pacific already, so getting this 70 tons chunk of steel to Okinawa would be quite an achievement in the first place. And also the islands are not really best heavy tank country, you know. Jungles, mountains, things like that, beaches, a lot of places to get bogged down, to get stuck, not a lot of room to maneuver a big tank, especially as heavy as this one, so it never saw combat. But definitely showed that America could build a tank comparable to Germans and the Russians. not just comparable, in my opinion, better than a lot of them. Then the T-30, absolutely massive 155mm gun. This was a monster of a tank, similar armor to the T-29, just the bigger gun on it, similar engine, and was developed right beside the T-29. Again, showed late. Similar story to the T-29. why would you use this against the Japanese or anybody? It never saw action. As the story is with many, like late Second World War, early Cold War US heavy tanks. But it definitely shows that US was cooking when it comes to the heavy tanks department. They definitely knew what they were doing. So and again, 155mm gun in 1940s, mid 1940s. This thing would slam dunk on the IS-3 if it got it in its crosshairs. Absolute monster of a gun. It took half a decade to reload probably, but yeah, imagine being the poor lad having to chug this ammunition inside the breech. You know, you would load 5 rounds and your back would be shot. So yeah, that wouldn't be probably the best position as a loader inside this thing. Let's move on. T-32 heavy tank, basically Pershing on steroids. More armor, 280mm of armor, 90mm gun like the Pershing. Had a Ford engine, good speed. This tank actually I can, you know, it's not too heavy. About there with the Tiger 1. More armor than the Tiger 2. This was an excellent tank all around. Not too heavy, not too big. Definitely could be used, but arrived too late as all the others. Another word, about the M26 Pershing. It's a lot of people say the M26 was a heavy tank, but actually it was classified as a medium tank later, so not a heavy tank. So what did you learn? America made some awesome heavy tanks, just forgot to bring them to the fight. Actually, not forgot, there were logical reasons why not to bring them, because America was fighting a war on two fronts, and a heavy tank would complicate the logistics enormously, and that's why they were chucking Shermans at Tigers. And please tell me which one is your favorite. Please like, subscribe, and thank you for watching. Donkey out. See you next time.